I honestly can't say politely what I think of Liz Truss. I really do think that she really needs to go away and learn actually what being a statesperson is.
The Tory leadership contest is dismal, like spectacularly so. I mean, people think that you couldn't do worse than Boris Johnson, but they're basically having a contest to see if they can.
The current Tory leadership contest, you can't really call it a joke because it's so important, but on the other hand, it seems irrelevant for Scotland in many ways. We either have somebody who is ignoring Scotland or somebody who doesn't know where it is.
Liz Truss ignoring the democratically elected leader of the Scottish government that's all you really need to see. Probably the best advert for Scottish independence in that they have admitted they will ignore Scotland. There's no beating around the bush, which is quite nice actually, a nice change from the Tories that they're just getting straight to the point and they'll just admit, yeah, hands up, we're going to ignore Scotland.
In Liz Truss saying that she's going to ignore Nicola Sturgeon, she's ignoring the people of Scotland.
Liz Truss, I find very difficult to actually think that she has anything other than Liz Truss at the centre of her interest. She certainly doesn't have Scotland at the centre of her interest.
Well, Liz Truss's ignorance and dismissal and disdain of Scotland and Nicola Sturgeon is frankly, well, it's almost laughable, but it's also frightening.
Rishi Sunak, I don't think he has any particular interest in Scotland either.
Got the richest man in Parliament telling us he's going to help us with the cost of living crisis. Something tells me that's probably not very true.
Initially I was actually against Scotland becoming independent because I thought that Scotland would be taken out of the European Union, and then Brexit happened.
I was disappointed by Brexit, and I believe as an independent Scotland that's open to us, and I believe that's the right way for a prosperous Scotland.
The way that both Tories and Labour have just let Brexit go through, despite the fact that Scotland voted against it, it's disregard.
Oh, I think Scottish independence is something that's going to be great for Scotland.
I support Scottish independence because I believe Scotland is a big enough country, a rich enough country, and a clever enough country to be able to actually manage its own affairs.
Scotland hasn't voted Tory since before I was born, and I am on the cusp of becoming a pensioner.
Scotland needs to have a government that reflects the needs of the Scottish people.
Pledge your support for Scottish independence at yes.scot.